Right, we're gaming with Avery and Avery, and I want to welcome you to the channel. And before we get rocking and rolling, I would like to do a couple of things. First off, let's do a little bit of sharing it, because sharing is caring. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Knock it out of the park. Alright, guys. Here we go. Oh, yeah. So, we're gaming with me. We're live. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. So, we're going to go ahead and mute that. That's okay. And by doing so, more options. Share to a group. What we're going to do, copy link. Which is okay, because we are live. We're on F and Avery driving. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to go ahead and post that. We're going to post that. And what we're going to do tonight is I want to show you, now that I've got both sound and audio working, so we're going to go over the aspects of the game itself. We're going to be in the holodeck. We're not going to be necessarily be in the game, but we're going to go, this is going to be like the Aegis, US Aegis, but this is a different scenery as you would see on the actual starship. Alright, so then that one. Yeah. Let's see if we can find our league. Alright, there's the league. I'm going to go ahead and post that we're live. Let's see. And for those of you that are watching, thank you very much. The chat room is open. So if you haven't done so, make sure you do that. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow. Alrighty, thank you very much. Alright, so we got that. Oh yeah, let's do this too. Where is there we are. And not only are we going to do that, whoopsie, not only are we going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and post it right there as well. So, oh yeah, it's out there, it's live and in charge. So, the other thing that we have done, a buddy of mine and I, or it was his concept, and because of the group, we have, or he has started, oh, cancel that. He has started a brand new league with the Star Trek Bridge crew. And this is the Starfleet League. And we have different ranking structures. You know, the gentleman I'm talking about, he is the admiral, and I am the commander of the league itself. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that as well. Add source, brand new. L. And this is a training module that we're going to be doing. All right. Here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Awesome! Thank you very much for sharing my video. So what you see here, that is our logo for the Starfleet League. And right down here, please, 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 like, share, and follow. Like, share, and follow. And what I'm going to do is down here is I'm going to put our link to our page so we can invite you to come be a part of it. Maybe. But that's okay. But it's Starfleet League. Starfleet, one word, League. It's on Facebook. And then inside that Facebook page, we have developed a Discord for it as well. So y'all ready to get started? Are y'all ready to dive deep into the Starship Enterprise? Now this is going to be the training module, so we can kind of learn some of the aspects of what it actually takes to do a game. Y'all ready? Alright, as I know I'm ready. Let's go ahead and bring up the shuttle. This is the craft that's going to take us from the space station to the actual USS Enterprise. Y'all ready? There it is. Oh yeah. So what you're looking at is we're actually in the shuttle. This is the beginning stages. This is the beginning of the game. So if you have never played this game at all, this is where you need to start. Well, this is where everybody's going to start. But this is where you need to start. If you've never played this game, this is day one, learning everything, okay? So right here is your panel. As you see in this panel, you have quick match, you have custom lobby, where you can create your own, a solo adventure if you would like to adventure out on your own as the captain of your own Starship Enterprise. You have that option. But what we're going to do is we're going to do this training module, and it's going to put us right into holodeck and a training simulator of the USS Enterprise. Now, as we first start off in any game, you first start off in this system, we want to make sure your microphone is working. So that's what they're going to do, a mic check. Now, let's just say you've done all the training, you're ready to go ahead and adventure out on your own. You can click that quick match, and you hit that start button. It's going to automatically do that microphone check for you. Alright? If you haven't done the DLCs, you have not enabled those DLCs, and you've not downloaded those DLCs, make sure you do that, because that will hinder some of the game performance, especially the new generation ship. All right, and of course, at the end of the, you're done with it. That is the quit button. If you hit while you're anywhere in the game and you want to pull up the menu, now depending on what device you're using, what platform you're using. Now this particular one has to is the PC, of course. You hit the escape button, it's going to pull up your another type of menu. On your left hand side, or right here, this is going to be your friends list. And here you can select that person, you can join the game, you can send a request to join your game, If you hit options, and if somebody has sent you a request as well, it's going to be there on your other side. And then right here in the beginning, in the middle, is where you can choose if you want to quit the system or go out and back into right where you're at, and right here. So that being said, how about we go ahead, let's dive deep into the training module. Oh yeah, you have the option of creating your own avatar, your own character. What type of character are you going to be? You can be a woman, male. You can be a Vulcan. You can be an android, or you can be the human character. So we'll go with that one. All right. So now we're back at. We've got our character. Now this is when you go to the briefing room. Now this is where, after you hit your start button and you're actually playing the game, it's going to take you into the briefing room. And you're sitting in front of 3 other people, like a round table, and you're going to decide what positions you're going to be. But we're going to get later. We're going to get into that a little bit later into the game. But let's go ahead and dive deep into the training module right now. So now it's loading. Now, depending on what type of ship you have, now this would be the Aegis. Now what you see, now listen.
Our system is currently configured to train command crew of Aegis class starships. Here you will learn about the roles and responsibilities of each officer on the bridge, and how to operate all of the controls of their command stations. Feel free to experiment and get comfortable with the ship here, the simulator, before moving on to the real thing.
So, remember I said it when you're in that space shuttle, or you're in the shuttle, you're going from the space station to your ship, and then you go into the briefing room. So now this is kind of their briefing room. Here you get to choose what positions you want to play. Now in the game, you're going to have the menu in front of you, and you'll select what positions you want. And each position has its own meaning, it has its own responsibilities. But we're going to start off with the captain, because since we're sitting in the captain's chair. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the captain's.
You are in overall command. It is your responsibility to communicate with and to coordinate the actions of the other officers on the bridge. You'll receive important updates on mission status, and also have direct control of the main view screen.
So, on each of your armrests, you have controls. I am backwards. So when I say my left, I'm talking about my left. When I say my right, I'm talking about my right. So, in the game, my left, you'll have these buttons. This is your view screen. This is your warp. This is your impulse. And this is your local map. These are your maps right here. These 3 are your maps. When you decide you like to go on a warp course, you're going to have to tell your engineer, which is on my right, charge your warp coils. You're going to set your destination. You're going to tell your helmsman, which is on my left, in front of me, set your coordinates to warp to this destination. He's going to take the ship and he's going to move the ship into position within that V shape on the set map. And I'm going to show that and explain that to you a little later when I go in talking about the helmsman. Once everything is set and I've got my coils charged, he's got his vectors set, I'm going to go ahead and tell him engage, go for it, make it so, or however you as the captain wants to do it. This is your opportunity to make it so, or let's lock and load and ready to go, or however you want to do it. Let's have fun with it, right? All right, so let's figure out what our objectives. Oh, let me tell you about our right side, my right. So these are your objectives. This is where it's telling you where you need to go, what you need to do, what are you looking for. Now the next one is status. This is the status of your ship. You can kind of briefly see what he sees, the engineer, but he has a little bit more in depth. And then, of course, we have the hail, the on-screen. That's where you answer the calls, and that's going to start blinking, right? And then the famous red alert. Of course, your tactical is going to raise torpedoes. Raise shields. It's going to arm the torpedoes, arm the phasers, and it's ready to rock and roll. That's when, the oh crap moment's about to happen, right? And then that's when your helmsman, he's steering and he's guiding, getting closer to that said target. So, okay. So let's go ahead and let's look at the objectives.
Captain's objectives feed contains vital information about your ship's mission. Updates from support crew and Starfleet Command are reflected here, so that you can always know what your crew needs to accomplish. Open the objectives feed now. Some objectives also have more detailed information.
Right here.
You, as captain, must choose between different ways to complete an objective.
Correct. Now, as the captain, you have that opportunity to do that. How are you going to handle your said mission? This is how you do that. So now it's gave me the objectives. This is saying this is an objective for your crew. Touch it for more information. So now we got to open it up. We've got to see what the objectives is. Now right here, here is those extra details. Now listen.
For your intel feed, located near your objective readout for tips and hints.
All right. So now we're going to go into talking about hailing.
As captain, you can answer a hail when messages from Starfleet or other ships are received. If the message is accompanied by video, it will be displayed on the main view screen. Answer the incoming hail now.
See how it turned yellow?
Aegis, this is Captain Uku of USS Hudson.
Uku.
Our system checks are complete. We're ready to go.
All that.
Try and follow you out when you're in.
They're gonna follow us on out. All right. So now we have seen what the objectives are. So let's take a look again. Here's the objective screen. We did that, right? And it gave us some details, right? We did the hail, right? And we talked. We heard Uku, right? All right. So now let's go ahead and do the external view.
While on the bridge, you can use an external view to see what is going on outside and around the ship.
Thank you very much, there. Well, come on. Get over there. Awesome. Thank you very much, Keith, for sharing. So we're going to look at the exterior view. This is going to be the outside of the ship, right? So we're going to hit the space bar. Now, depending on what type of controller, what device you're using, again, I am using the PC. So here is that outside view. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Now, I can scan around the ship on the outside. Now, if we had some damage, you would see the damage actually on the spaceship itself. Look at the flares coming off that. Oh, that's just awesome. And then again, to go back to the bridge, we're here. Now, we're going to scroll down. And let's look at, again, we talked about the ship status from the engineer, right?
As captain, you can access basic information about your ship's status. Open your status displays now.
Right here. See, right there is your space status.
Status information available to
This right here is going to tell you all about your ship. The hull, the shield, the torpedoes. Now, mind you, the engineers, they can fix majority of what's broke on your ship because, let's face it, we're going to get damaged if we're going in battle. But the biggest thing is the hull. You cannot repair or fix the hull while in game. So that will go down. Once it goes down to 0, you're going to get the screen that says hull compromised. It's going to break up and explode, and you can just kiss everybody goodbye because you all just died in the game, of course. Right up here to my right, now this is your power grid. This is how much you have in your shields. This is how much you have in your phasers. This is how much you have in your engine power. Again, more in the Aegis, you have more detection and easier for them to find you. Just remember that, okay? Then you have your emission signature. So let's hear what he has to say.
As captain, you can access basic information about your ship's status. Open your status displays now. The status information available to you is helpful, but no substitute for the more detailed knowledge of your chief engineer.
Alright. So, now we've done the ship status. How about your local map?
The same maps at your fingertips as your helm and tactical officers. You may use these to aid communication, to identify a target for tactical, or to specify a destination for helm. Targets and nearby destinations are selected from the local map, which shows objects of interest around you. Open the local map view. Now touch any object on the map to select it as your target.
Now, see that little red? That is our target.
You give to the crew
And it's going to tell you what the target is.
exactly as you just told.
And that tells you what their shield levels are, what their hull damage is, if there is any. Alright, and how far away you are from them. And of course, right down below here is your weapons, your shield, and their engine levels. And then with on the Aegis, the tactical has the ability to scan them and kind of halt their engines, disrupt their shields, stuff like that. And that will kind of help and aid into the gameplay. And this is, for lack of better terms, this is part of your strategy and how you're going to play the game. So, that's that. Alright, so we did the local map.
When playing alone or with AI members of the command crew, the captain gives orders to the AI officers. To give an order to a specific officer, look at them and use the order system to select
See that?
available commands. Remember, some commands will first require you to select a target or destination. Try ordering your chief engineer to prioritize power to engines. Some
Alright.
orders apply to the entire crew. To access these
So,
look towards the central console in front of you. First, select the closest ship from your local map.
so we're going to go,
Ordering the crew
we're going to our local map. So I can zoom in, zoom out. Now this is our range. And remember this green area, that is our detection zone from other enemy vessels. So what we're going to do is we're going to put,
open the local map view.
oh, there it is. There's our target. Now, I just told my helmsman, because I'm playing with AI, it's a little bit different than you're playing with the other players. Now the players, you say, go do this, go do that. In AI, you have your center console, and that is, you're telling them, do this or do that. Okay. So now he's targeting, he is scanning that ship, and I can actually look on my local map of what he's scanning. And there you go.
When playing alone or with AI members of the command crew, the captain gives orders short distances within a star system. When playing with an AI crew, you will need to choose a destination and give the orders to prepare for and initiate impulse travel. First, choose a destination from your impulse map. You need to select a destination from the impulse map.
So now he's plotting the course. Now this is what I'm saying about that impulse, right? So now that I've made that course plot, and the helmsman, he's going to look at that screen and he's going to say, oh, I'm going to go to impulse. I see, oh, we've got a select thing picked. And then he's going to take his, as you can see right here, that little V. Right there, you see that V? It's telling you, put the ship within that V, and let's do this, right? So we're going to go ahead and prepare for impulse. So now he is moving the ship, and I'm going to explain that position in a little bit. These tutorials are really a useful tool, especially if you've never played this game or you want to enhance your training. This is a place to do it, right? So now, let's go. And just like that, we've impulsed. Well, so that kind of gives you a little bit on the outskirt of a little bit of the training. So how about we go and find a real game, and I will get back to you live here in just a moment so we can have some fun with some other players. On that note, I want to thank you again very much for coming in, being a part of this, and I will be back here momentarily.